begins his test of OPA Transport's Western Star Constellation Series 8x4 logger, with logging gear built by Mills Toohey, in a sunny East Taupo. The goal is to cut a load of logs from the Taupo forest over the hills to Napier. This route is perfect to put the truck through its paces, and judging by the lightning flashes on the horizon, the weather intends to do that as well. The Constellation Series 4864 FSE5 powertrain is back to the Eaton Road Ranger 18-speed manual gearbox, matched with a great Cummins ISX E5 rated at 600 horsepower at 2000 RPM and 2,050 pounds-foot at 1200 RPM. This provides a fresh alternative to the DD15 present in the Western Star 4800 and 4900 models. Climbing into the Western Star's cab, Trevor's first experience with the truck is less than favourable. He immediately notices several issues with the cab. The door doesn't open to anywhere near 90 degrees, the steps bring him up under the door, the spacing between the steps is far from ideal, and he couldn't find a forward grab handle. So a difficult entry arrangement, of which he attributes to the addition of the second steer axle. The cab driving position is comfortable, with plenty of room for the driver and easy to reach controls. There's also plenty of room behind the pedals for comfort. While climbing a hill on the Taupo Napier Highway, Trevor pulls down the internal sun visor, but it's so small it doesn't cover any more of the upper screen than the external sun visor, leaving us blinded for the next 15 minutes. As we make our way up through the Taupo forest and past Lockton Station, it's an easy run and a good time for us to check the truck's features. The main mirrors are the usual large West Coasters, and there's a round 8-inch convex lower mirror for wider vision. There's also a downward-facing mirror above the left side door. Trevor notices a bit of a forward blind spot on both sides, but with the Constellation's short, sloping bonnet, forward vision is much better than on many other conventionals. The interior finish in the cab is traditional North American, with maroon leather look, trim and hard black surfaces. Both driver and passenger seats are comfortable and provide excellent support, and Trev particularly likes the amount of lower leg and lumbar support. The dashboard layout is excellent, with all gauges right in front of the driver and switches over to the left. Air conditioner, heat and vent controls are mounted low to the left, below the switch panel. Nicely positioned to their right is the Traction Air Central Tyre Inflation Control. One surprise for Trevor is the very heavy clutch pedal. He hasn't encountered many heavy clutches lately due to the many manufacturers now offering easy pedal options. On the climb towards the Rangitaki Tavern, the road becomes a bit bumpier, and it's particularly noticeable in the Western Star's cab. Trevor rates the ride as well below ideal and quite rough. We also experienced for the first time a worrying high-frequency vibration which goes through the truck for just a few seconds and then disappears. Trevor suspects it could be coming from the twin steer setup. The Western Star makes the climb up and over the top with ease, as the big Cummins effortlessly handles the toughest of the Taupo Napier hills. Between 1,000 and 1,500 RPM, the ISX E5 never looks like struggling. Coming up the Tarawera Hill with its tight corner halfway up, Trevor runs in 5th low, but he thinks he could probably have done it in 5th high. Coming over the summit, we enter a new weather pattern, driving through low cloud and steady rain. The run down to McVicar Road just before the Mahaka River is an easy one, with a truck in 6th low. The engine brake holds the truck back well, and it keeps a good steady speed with very little foot brake. Trevor hands the truck back over to Robert at the McVicar Road junction as rain pelts the windscreen. This was the last opportunity we had to test a truck due to extreme weather conditions hitting the last 80 k's of our route. Robert is very pleased with his truck's performance, telling us of how effectively it manoeuvres through the Taupo forest. Trevor agrees that the performance is great, especially in the weather conditions. Elements of internal layout were on point, and the engine just did its job effortlessly, handling the terrain in diverse conditions, but Trevor is disappointed by the Western Star's ride quality and cab access. Western Star Trucks has the know-how and resources to take a good look at this offering and make changes that would certainly enhance it.